Gemini, August 2025 Horoscope. Navigating the clash of cosmic forces caused from Mars-Saturn opposition, August 1st to 22nd, when opposites clash, transformation begins. Welcome, Gemini. As we step into August 2025, the stars are setting the stage for a powerful cosmic showdown, a rare and intense opposition between Mars and Saturn. This celestial tug-of-war will cast its influence from August 1st to 22nd, and for you, dear Gemini, this transit demands both courage and careful footing. Let's break this down together, what it means, how it might affect you, and more importantly, how to navigate it with awareness, grace, and resilience. Part 1. The Pressure Zone. Mars opposes Saturn from August 1st to 22nd, 2025. The opposition between Mars, the planet of action and ambition, and Saturn, the planet of discipline and restriction, forms one of the most intense cosmic dynamics of the month. These two planets are traditionally known as astral enemies, or what thaiastrology would call an enemy pair. And when they're directly facing off, tension rises. For you, Gemini, this opposition falls across two highly sensitive houses in your chart. Mars becomes Mahachakra, the great influence in your fourth house, the house of home, family, roots, and emotional foundation. Meanwhile, Saturn sits strong in your 10th house, the house of career, reputation, and authority. Let's translate that into real-life terms. Career shake UPS expect work to feel heavy, like pushing a cart uphill, only the cart is loaded with expectations, deadlines, and perhaps a few egos too. Some Geminis may see changes in their workplace, restructuring, a change in leadership, or even the termination of a long-standing project. If you've been thinking of changing jobs, this transit could act as a catalyst, although the change might not come on your terms. Example, you might find out your department is being merged with another, or your manager suddenly resigns, leaving you in a leadership position you weren't fully prepared for. It's stressful, but it could also be your moment to shine. Family pressure and personal responsibility. With Mars sitting in your fourth house, your attention will be drawn back to your roots. Family issues may flare up. You could be called upon to take on responsibilities, caring for a parent, settling family disputes, or managing property-related matters. You might also feel emotionally raw, like your buttons are being pushed at home while you're trying to hold it together at work. It's a classic push-pull energy. Mars wants action, Saturn wants structure. Example, imagine your work week is already hectic, and then your sibling calls saying your parents need help moving, or your landlord suddenly increases the rent. It's pressure from all angles. The key here is to not let reactive Mars win the argument. Let Saturn guide you toward patience and long-term solutions. Test of maturity. How will you respond? This is a time when people will look to you as a leader, not necessarily by title, but by behavior. Saturn in your 10th house challenges you to act with integrity and wisdom. Mars in the 4th house may tempt you to react emotionally. Your task: balance the two. Tip: if something triggers you at work or home, give yourself a 24-hour rule before responding. Let the heat of Mars simmer down before you act. Part 2. Money, status, and social circles. Now let's shift gears. While Mars and Saturn wrestle in the background, another storyline unfolds, a more promising one. On August 3rd, both the Sun and Mercury, your ruling planet, enter your 2nd house of finances. This is your time to review money matters, negotiate contracts, or revisit budgets. However, due to the earlier Mars-Saturn tension, your finances may feel closely tied to work pressure and social obligations. Administrative rush. With Mercury's energy here, expect a flurry of financial documents, taxes, reimbursements, salary reviews, grant applications, etc. Some Geminis may be offered a leadership role or a new responsibility that improves your social status but comes with strings attached. Example, you might be invited to lead a community fundraising event or head a social committee at work. While it gives visibility, it might not bring immediate financial rewards, but could open doors later. Rise in social standing. Recognition is in the stars. You may be nominated for an award, praised publicly, or tapped for leadership, even outside of work. But remember, this month, status comes from service more than showmanship. Expense alerts, however, the Saturn energy also cautions against overspending. You might feel compelled to spend on others, donating, sponsoring events, or just trying to please everyone. Be wise. Example: you agree to co-host a friend's party or help fundraise, only to find yourself footing more of the bill than you expected. Part 3. Love, relationships, and inner desires. Let's talk about the heart, shall we? Venus, planet of love, flirts with your chart this month, especially in your 12th house, the zone of secrets, sacrifice, and subconscious emotions. Combined with the expansive energy of Jupiter, you might find yourself drawn to someone unexpected or exploring deep emotions you didn't realize you were carrying. Romantic opportunities and risks. You may attract admirers or find romantic interests arising through social circles or spiritual settings. However, Venus rules your 12th house, meaning attraction might come with complication. Example: you might be charmed by someone unavailable, such as a coworker who's already in a relationship, or find yourself emotionally invested in someone you met during a group retreat or charity event. Intuition and emotional sensitivity. With Fracade in your first house, your intuition is laser sharp. You may have vivid dreams or gut feelings that turn out to be accurate. Use this to your advantage, but don't get lost in fantasy. Example: you might just know that someone is withholding information or that a career shift is around the corner. Don't ignore these signals, but also don't act impulsively without confirming facts. Self-awareness is your shield. This is a good time to engage in self-care, therapy, or even journaling. Unprocessed emotions may surface. Pay attention to your reactions. They may reveal something deeper about what you value or fear. Part 4. The turning point. Mid to late August. Now here's the good news. From mid-August onward, the pressure begins to ease. As Mars moves away from Saturn's direct opposition, and Mercury and Venus shift into supportive houses, your chart regains balance. You begin to feel lighter, more in control, and less like you're dodging crises. Momentum returns. Projects that were stalled suddenly gain traction. Conversations that were tense earlier in the month now flow more easily. Some Geminis will receive positive news about promotions, approvals, or funding. Lucky days for finances around August 20th to 25th. Mercury and Venus form Raja Yoga or Raja Chak, a royal luck combination. This brings not just wealth, but ease in attracting what you need, whether it's a job offer, a new client, or a financial solution that once seemed impossible. Example: you get a call about a freelance opportunity you applied for weeks ago, or a former colleague recommends you for a role that fits perfectly. Positive social momentum. You're also likely to receive social invitations, networking events, conferences, or even just celebrations. These aren't just for fun. They're serendipitous moments where chance encounters lead to major breakthroughs. Part 5. Caution signs and final advice. Despite the momentum later in the month, the first half still holds risk zones that shouldn't be ignored. Health and accidents. The Mars-Saturn tension can trigger accidents, particularly involving travel or tools, so avoid risky driving or handling machinery carelessly. Watch for headaches, joint pain, or inflammatory issues. Proactive tip: schedule regular breaks during intense work periods. Avoid multitasking while emotional, especially when texting, driving, or making financial decisions. Emotional burnout. With all the expectations from family, work, and society, burnout is real. If you feel unusually irritable, exhausted, or emotionally fragile, listen to that. Don't push through. Pause and recalibrate. Final thoughts, Gemini. This is not a passive month. August 2025 invites you into growth through pressure, insight through discomfort, and recognition through effort. You are being reshaped, gently, or not so gently, by cosmic forces asking you to choose. Responsibility over reaction, patience over panic, purpose over distraction. By the time August draws to a close, you'll look back not with regret, but with pride. You faced the heat, you handled the weight, and now you step forward stronger, with clearer goals, richer connections, and perhaps a little more wisdom, stay curious, stay grounded, and remember, when the stars test you, they're also cheering for your success.